I will read once and then you read. Dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya, abhavaha, sapta padartha. Dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya, abhavaha, sapta padartha. Now you can see, this is the whole universe. So the entire universe is put into this 7 boxes of entry. So Padartha, Padartha is the universe, and it consists of 7 boxes of entities. One is Dravya, is substance, Guna, qualities, attributes, Karma, action. Karma does not mean adrishta. That will be in Guna, you will see. Samanya, so Dravya is substance. Guna, qualities which exist in the substance. Something like this. You have Dravya. Gunas will be here in that. Karma, in Sanskrit the base is karman. In modern language you say simply karma. But in Sanskrit it is karman. This is called pratipadika, base. You will also find in Dravya. Samanya, you will also find in Dravya. And also you will find here and here. We will learn everything. So from this, all that remain in Dravya. So Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, and Vishesha, they also remain in the Nitya Dravya. Now, Samavaya is a relationship. And Abhava, Bhava, other than Abhava. Therefore, I did like this, Padartha. So now in the list, this is a list of topics. So Padartha, Bhava, Abhava. Now, Abhavas are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Samavaya. Samavaya also in Dravya, but it's a relationship, so Samavaya. 6. So these 6 are Bhava, and 7th one is Abhava. That's all. So you can see the list of topics has been given here. The whole book will deal only with this. And then you can see substances, qualities, actions, universals, particular, permanent relationship, and absence. stated. And then from 10 to 76, so from 10 up to 76, these are all definitions of all. And 77, conclusion. 78, the purpose. This is how the plan of the book. It's a wonderful example of scientific presentation. Any findings you want to present, a thesis you write, a Ph.D. thesis you write. Can it not be a model for writing a Ph.D. thesis? Is it not a research methodology? This is how, in various ways you can use this. So, these are statement of topics. In a Shastra, three things are done. When you write a system, you prepare a system and a systematic presentation, three things you do. You jot down the topics you want to discuss. This is what is called Uddesha. Uddesha is preparing a list of topics. Uddesha is aim. Uddesha. Namna Padartha Sankirtanam. Preparing a list by name. Uddesha. Uddesha Namna Padartha Sankirtanam. Jotting down the topics by name. So these are the things we are going to discuss in this book. So list of topics. This is called Uddesha. So in a scientific presentation, this is three things required. One is Uddesha. Next is Lakshana. Lakshanam. Lakshana means definition. In any scientific presentation, first you prepare the list of topics, the items that you are going to discuss by name, and each item you define. So you have to prepare the definitions. Now you can see from 10 to 76, they all are definitions. Can you see? Definitions. We will define will be a definition of a definition. We will discuss at a proper occasion. We'll need that. Now I told you in the morning that after 10th century AD, the language was developed. For which purpose? For precise communication. Ambiguity-free communication, and that gave birth to Navya language. Now, preciseness of communication, one factor is definition. Once you define something, then I understand what you mean. I use a term without any definition. Then you can, the way you like, you can interpret, no? Maybe your interpretation may be true, her interpretation may also be true, his interpretation also may be true. But the speaker does not intend all the three. One of the three is intention. So you have to understand what he intends you to understand. No? And this is possible only when if I define it. So I am using this term in this sense. The term may have many senses. All the senses I am not interested. If you have decided to understand me, you have to understand me in terms of this definition. This is my intention. And then the communication becomes ambiguity free. So, in a Shastra, therefore, in a scientific system, scientific presentation, second item is definition. You have to define them. So, the freedom is cut. You cannot create any kolahala. No, this also means this also means this. No. It may mean anything. But I mean this. You have to understand this. So, lakshana. So, uddesha, lakshana. And the third thing that the scientific work does, it examines. Examination by applying the definition in the things defined. The items have been defined with the definitions. Whether the definitions are applicable there or not, whether that definition is sufficient definition, or whether the definition is suffering from some defect, that examination is also to be done. This is called pariksha. So, prepare a definition of prepare a definition of X, apply it and see whether it leads to any defect, whether it applies to X, does not apply to Y, whether it applies some part of X, not the whole of X, or whether it does not apply to X at all. You have to examine. When you complete this examination and you find that it does not lead to any defect of this kind, then that definition is a correct definition, and in that sense is to be taken for discourse. So these are the three things which are to be done by any. So tridha shastrasya pravrittihi, uddeshaha, lakshanam, pariksha cha. So these three things are to be taken. But while doing this, has taken care, he preparing the list, defining them, and now and then examining. But you go to the Gautama Sutra, you find that there is Uddesha Sutra, there is Lakshana Sutra, and there is Pariksha Sutra. All the three types of sutras are present in Gautama Sutra. So this is the model of presentation of any scientific domain. 15 we can do one day. So let us have the target of doing up to 78. Do you agree with this proposal? And then I can assure you, if you understand the idea, and the bhavartha of moola, then, and if you take attempt in improving your knowledge of Sanskrit, then it will be possible for you to read their commentary also. Even by your, you will be able to read and understand. And this is how our knowledge will grow. Now, number 3. So, you can see from the whole book is only this. Number 2 text is the content of the entire book. Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya and Abhava. The whole thing is dealing only with this. Now, number 3 you see. So, now Dravya. From the list, first is now taken. First is Dravya. So, Dravya. So, in text 3, I will read, then you will read. Tatra. Dravyani Pithivi Ap Tejo Vayu Akasha Manamsi Navaiva. Now, you will see that in the commentary, many questions are put. But if we go to that, we will not be able to complete the text. For example, why number 7 has been put? Why number 9 has been put? Means, are there more than 7? Naturally, question will come, no? So, when put a number, then why number 7? Sapta Padartha, you said, Sapta. Why Sapta? These questions will come. And these questions has been taken up in the commentaries for discussion and for elaborate discussion. But then that will be restricted only to 2-3 we can do. But we don't want to do. We want to have a feel of the whole text. And that is why this method I am adopting. That have a bhavartha of moola of the whole text. And once we are confident, oh, this is what the text is dealing about, then questions also we will understand and answers also we will understand.